And yeah, we're gonna kick things off. But before we do, I feel like my fit just doesn't fit right for this app smash. So I gotta change it. Um, if you guys don't know, I was a big Curipod fan, and I was actually the first one in the States to receive my Curipod hat. All right. So I always remember this post that I did with my sheep. We did a little Curipod video, and we had the sheep, and then we definitely had to have the hat. So we're app smashing Curipod and Book Creator. And if you guys have your cowboy hats, whether it's a Curipod hat or a cowboy hat, just regular cowboy hat, and you're on social media, y'all, we would love for y'all to take a selfie. And Heather, I feel like we could even like maybe like send them a prize or something. I don't know. I feel like we could send them an App Smash prize. Maybe pick
Oh
someone.
yeah.
It's Teacher Appreciation Week, and I feel like no better way than to tweet a picture or put it on Instagram and show us your app smashing your cowboy hats. So love to see that.
Have,
Um,
tag us, and I think we can come up. We'll meet afterwards and come up with something creative and unique.
I think we could. You
That'd
know,
be
Heather's getting to learn a little bit about me is that I just come up with crazy ideas last minute, and this is one. She was not prepared for this. So today's all about app smashing, book creator, and Curipod. And as we always say, like engaging is 100% in your classroom. And I want to introduce ourselves and say howdy to everyone. First off, my name is Farmer Fops, and I am the district growth manager here at Book Creator, and super excited for this app smash I call it Egg Smash. And I'll pass it on to Heather. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Heather Brantley. I am events and community specialist here at Curipod. I was a classroom teacher and used Curipod for 3 years in my classroom before I joined the team. So I'm now going to introduce like the authentic person in the room, like not that we're not all authentic doing our own thing, but Claudia, like introduce yourself, tell us like where you're teaching, where you're at right now, and what's happening in life.
Yeah, so super excited to be here. My goodness, if I can tell you just one thing before I introduce myself, I am super stoked for this collab because I've been following Farmer Fobs. Like, I'm sorry, but I am like stalker on social media. I'm like, oh my God, like everything that she's been posting for the past year and a half. I'm like, wow, this is so cool. So the fact that I'm here and I know I followed Heather as well, she is an amazing, amazing person, of course, with one of my favorite platforms. It's just so, so cool to be here. So, with that thrown out there, just wanted to introduce also myself. My name is Claudia Garcia, and I am out of the Valley out here in Brownsville, Texas. So, do we have anybody from the Valley out here? Probably
Anybody
not.
from Texas, the Valley, Texas? Yeah.
So, I am a sixth grade reading teacher. I love everything that has to do with geeking out over reading, and more recently with AI and tech platforms and all of this stuff. My kiddos eat it up. They are awesome. They are the biggest troopers. So, I'm excited to share with you a little bit about this collab.
I can't wait. I know we were getting a little sneak peek beforehand, but also like I love that you've been showcasing how you've been using it in the classroom. And I just think there's so much value that we give other educators practical ways to use it in the classroom. It's something like I just rave about because we could sit here and show you how this tool works and this tool works and the features, but it just adds just another level, and it creates what I call those yeehaw moments when we're able to give you those practical ways that you literally can take lessons back to the classroom and do the next day. So, without further ado, Claudia, you ready for this? You ready to get them going? We're about to have 100% engagement using Book Creator and Curipod. We'll let her share her screen. Be ready to participate. Put on your cowboy hats. Hold on to your britches. Let's go.
Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and get going. I am about to share. Just give me one quick moment and give me a thumbs up if you see my screen.
There we go. Yep. And we just got to see
My screen
the
popping up.
Curipod.
pronunciation. Awesome. On my sixth grade reading classroom, we've been using Curipod and
I think we might have lost her. Heather, are you able to hear her?
No, I'm not able to hear. Claudia, we've lost sound.
Yeah, we've lost you.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, and then you might want to switch tabs to Curipod if you were on that one.
Okay, let me see. I have my default on. So the speaker. Okay, so far so good.
Yeah, we're just are you sharing the
Sorry
Curipod
about that,
link?
guys. I'm about to get there.
There we go. Okay, cool.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. Cool. 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 So here's the lesson. Wait. So I just want for you all to go ahead and join in. We're going to take it back to just a little traditional way of doing things here. Um, we're joining live, so I already see a few of you
Yeah,
popping
and
in, and I'm
I
going to
just
open
dropped
up
the
my
link
moderation
Curie.
tool also.
I just dropped the link Curie.live. So if you have it in the chat, you can click on that and you can put in this code and you can join live.
Awesome. Awesome. I already see Katie, Heather, Lissa coming in. So as y'all are coming in, I'm just gonna go ahead and take it the traditional way for both of these platforms. I know most of you are already using both of these. And let me know if the music is a little too loud. I like to have noise, but not everybody's like it. All right, so I see Katie, Anna is here, Nancy is here, Christy, awesome. Amanda's here. So as you guys are jumping on board, I'll go ahead and take it to the first slide on my presentation. You remember you can always join in at any time if you are joining as we go. The pin is up here. So given that it is Teacher Appreciation Week, I thought why not go ahead and do a full immersion on teacher appreciation and what our students remember. So I'm gonna treat you guys today as my students. Please don't come for me at that. I just want to give you guys the experience that your kids would immediately be having if you implemented a lesson like this by tomorrow morning. All right, so we know that the kiddos are sometimes asked, they ask, "Man, what do you want? I don't have money. Ma'am, are you sure you want that $40 gift card from Starbucks?" So we'll go ahead and jump on board. Gifts that won't break the bank, and it is a very short constructor response that we'll be doing. I'll run through this the rubric for short constructor response. You guys can share that with your students as you go. But I do want for you guys to go ahead and open up the passage. So if you click on the green box, you'll be able to see this passage. I'm not going to torture you because I know that you guys have probably been in the classrooms or doing whatever was on your agenda this today. And I want to get you guys out of here in the 30 minutes that we said we were going to. So I'll go ahead and set the timer. If it's okay for you all, what would be a good time? Just maybe a minute and a half for you guys to skim through this passage?
Yeah, that
Okay.
works.
Okay.
And I love
Okay.
how you threw in a resource right here for materials for me to be able to read and just click through. And I
Yeah.
also love like that I can go in and I can see the slides, I can see the focus. So love those options that a student has. Yeah, on the materials. Sweet.
Yes. So go ahead and set the timer in about a minute. So during this time, and mind you, I'll keep on talking a little bit softer, but this is what I would be doing with my students if I was in this part of the presentation. My students would be reading. We can either read out loud, we can do popcorn reading, or the kids can read it completely independent. Um, for you guys, I'll just go ahead and do independent reading.
Claudia, I don't see on here a really good teacher appreciation gift would be buying them like a goat, a chicken, any type of farm animal, I think would be a great addition to this list. And if that
Definitely.
teacher doesn't want it, then they could always send it to me.
There you go.
Heather,
Well, I am
what would be one of your favorite teacher appreciation gifts that's not on here?
well,
What do you
that's not
like?
on there. Yeah, I'm a sucker for Ulta. I have a full face of makeup. Sorry to disappoint, but yeah, I love a good old shimmer. And yeah, I'm a little disappointed that I don't see it on this on this passage. Well, give me some gift cards. Why not?
I do like the plants.
Yeah, I'm definitely a little sucker for succulents. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that by this point, everybody read the passage. You're welcome to go back at it at any time. And we're going to go through the first round of interactive feature on this slide. What is one way that you relate to this passage? So what is something that you relate to? Maybe you can say, hey, me too. They brought me a succulent, and I know that those are pretty inexpensive. They won't break the bank.
Okay, and I'm going to share one of my favorite teacher appreciation gifts as was an extended lunch.
Oh,
So they covered our classroom, so we as teachers got to go. So you don't always have to purchase. Like volunteer your time if your school allows you to do that, to let a teacher have a break.
that's true. I love that. I love that. They
So
treated us to some burgers, charbroiled burgers today, and that was really neat. Our custodians put it together, so it was really, really neat. All right, and I am seeing. All right, so we have homemade gifts. That's one of the big ones for you all. Origami. Hey, I hadn't thought about that one. A mini origami, swan plants, small candy. I appreciate thoughtfulness. The creator. Thank you notes. Those thank you notes can never go out of style. We can always appreciate a good, thoughtful little thank you note. So thank you for sharing this. And we're going to go through the next slide. And again, I'm just going to go through it as if I was giving the lesson to my students. So we would take it to the next one, which would be the SCR. And this one, I want for you all to at least try to include some writing because it's going to come in handy as we do this app smash in a few minutes. So what is the main claim of the text about appreciating teachers? Support your answer with evidence from the text. Keep in mind, you can always go back to your slides so you can have access to that text.
okay, and if you're just joining in, one of the great things about Curipod is you can jump in at any point. So if you go to Curie.live and put in that pin, you'll able to come in that way. Once you're in as a student, to the left of your screen, you'll see focus, slides, and material. So if you miss that passage, you can click on materials. It's going to bring up the reading passage. On the slides, it will let you go back and look at what you may have missed at the beginning, but it will never let the student go ahead of the teacher. So those are
Yeah.
great resources right there. If you're just coming in, don't feel like you have to sit and just watch. This is more of a participating activity that we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm. And as the timer is going, and please let me know if you guys need a little more time. I can always adjust. And remember, the timer is always adjustable during your lessons, especially if your kids are begging for more time. But I'm already seeing a whole bunch of really good ideas coming in or good responses. It says a student's thoughtfulness is very important in appreciating teachers. And by the way, I have my other screen open because I want to be doing the moderation tool just like I do it in the classroom. And that's what gets the kiddos really excited when they know you're literally checking their responses in real time. So Danny over here says there are many thoughtful and affordable ways to say thank you to teachers without spending a lot of money. Correct. Let's see what else. Katie, the main claim of the text. I like how you are restating. So right off the bat, you're already doing what we teach the kiddos to do with their SERs, right? The main claim of the text about appreciating teachers is that it doesn't have to cost anything. Correct. Sometimes it's the thought that counts.
Hey Claudia, real quick, Lisa wants to know how to go back to the reading, and this is a great point. If you are on the student side, you'll see three options on the left-hand side. You'll see focus, you'll see slides, and you'll see materials. When you click on materials, you can actually go back and see the reading. And you can click on it and you can go back and reference. And I really like this because, a lot of writings will ask, give me text evidence.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember way back when I started using Book Creator, we couldn't really do this, and all these updates are coming. So love that. So hopefully that helped you out a little bit, that you can
Mm-hmm.
actually have these interactive slides, but then have materials as well.
Exactly. Thank you for sharing that.
And I love
Um,
the accessibility part on that too. On the materials, you have the little A and the big A, and that
yeah,
really allows students to adjust it.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So we're at 46 seconds. Y'all let me know. I can't really see the comments right now, but you let me know if you need an extra minute or so, if I can just go ahead and end it. I see already really good responses. Christy says the main claim is that it's important to show appreciation, but that demonstration doesn't have to be costly. I love it. This is supported by the great number of thoughtful but cost-effective gifts like handmade cards and thank you notes. This is a great response. Thank you, Christy. Alrighty. Nancy, I'm missing some responses. Nancy, Myra, Mary. Okay, Mary has some response. And the reason why I'm doing that, I'm not trying to call you all out or anything, but this is the way that you hold your students accountable for what they're writing or what they're not writing. So I'm about to give you some AI feedback, and this is one of my favorite parts. Obviously, in the edtech world, you can have an app without, having a little bit of AI in there. That's where it really makes our lives easier as teachers. But as you see, the way that I'm trying to interact with y'all is the same way that I would interact with my students on a daily basis when we're doing these lessons. It's authentic. You're still very much giving those pointers. Hey, yeah, hey, I like the way she's doing. I like that response. This is really really neat. So very authentic. So I'm gonna just go ahead and highlight one here. So you got a score of a 1. It says you did a great job identifying that appreciation doesn't have to be costly. So at this moment, you are all, if you're looking at your screens, you are all receiving your AI feedback for this first round. And just for time's sake, I don't know if I'm okay on time. On my end, I show I'm still good. So we're gonna go ahead and go through the evaluation. I love this. This has been monumental in my classroom because my students are not only seeing, okay, AI gave me a 1, right? But I really ask them, okay, so why did you get the 1? What is it that you can capitalize on and continue doing more of because you're already doing super, super good. And they'll say something like, well, Jimmy the AI, because they named their AI, Jimmy the AI told me that I answered the question. I'm like, okay, cool. We're already on the right path, right? And this is where they'll do that self-reflection and measure where they fall. So I'm going to ask you all to do the same. I'll give you 30 seconds. So how can you improve what you wrote based on the feedback that you just received? I already see some use evidence from the text, maybe something else. The evidence of the text. So it looks like the majority of you had the correct response, so kudos to you. But for the next round, you would definitely benefit from doing a little bit of text evidence. So you have to go back to the text, and that's what we would tell the kiddos as well.
I really like that question. I really, I don't, a lot of them are go ahead and use the AI to get to enhance your answer. But
Mm-hmm.
here, I feel like you're making them think before might rewrite that. And so I really like that because a lot of us were probably like, oh, we didn't really use text evidence.
Mm-hmm.
And so I sometimes we just kind of read the responses really quick, and this kind of made us stop and think. So I really like that.
Yes, and this is, to be honest, this is where we have our yeehaw moments of the lesson when they get that first 1 or a 2, or if they stayed at a 0, they're like, okay, well, they get bumped out. But then we have that second rewrite, and based on this, visually they can see it. Hey, like, okay, I know I need to concentrate on my text evidence. So when we go to the let's try again, and I'm not going to ask you guys to do it again because of time's sake, but this is where, man, the yeehaw moments go from, man, I got a 1 on the first time to yeehaw, right? We got that second round, and most of them will either go from a 0 to a 1, and we celebrate that because hello, why not? And then some others will go from a 0 to a 2. Are you kidding me? Mega yeehaw
Yeah.
moments. So again, this is just something that you all can do with your kiddos. I'm going to go to the next slide, and this is where I want for you guys to have a little fun with this. This is going to directly put us into our book creator app smash. I'll explain right after. But I want you guys to have fun. I want you all to think about your last amazing teacher that you yourself were impacted by. So think back to either, I don't know, elementary, middle school, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you raised some hell in college. But if you could design a special billboard for your teacher, I would definitely, I have mine. What do you think? What message would you want for her or him to see as they're driving by on the highway? All right. So be specific. You can add speech bubbles. Remember, you can be as creative and as you possibly can. So I'll give you guys 3 minutes, and then we'll take it to the real app smash of tonight.
All right, creative people, don't disappoint.
So everybody has their background, their billboard background. You can draw directly on there. I already see some text coming in. Some of you guys are choosing to go with quotes. Yeehaw moments. Love it. Let's see. You can never go wrong with a good old heart full of love, showing appreciation for your teacher. And I did have an amazing teacher who literally inspired me to, in the classroom. She used to go and tell us, oh, come on, kiddos, don't be some space cadets. And you know what? I find myself saying that same sentence to my students now. I'm like, oh my God, if Miss Hoff would see me, like, I'm literally, like, I'm morphing into her. Oh my goodness. I don't know if that has happened to any of y'all, but teachers really have an influence, like, even in the things that we say. I caught myself saying, you little space cadets, the other day. I love that we're adding some personality to the billboard. I already see some cowboy hats there. Some of you guys are choosing to go with some Google images, and that is one that I really encourage my students to do. You know, because why not, right? I'm not going to expect a Picasso out of anybody, but you'd be surprised. I do have some very talented digital designers. I tell them, like, you guys are going to be something in the digital design world. This is so cool. But if they chose to go the easier route and do a Google image, I always say, well, then add on to it, right? So we want to keep that authenticity. I think that is super important. This is why
And
I
I think
love
what's cool is, like, if I go to Google, I just add a cowboy hat and I can copy and paste. I don't have to download it. I can simply just copy and paste, which I really like.
Yes. Oh, I love it, Christy. I
Now
bet your
don't
teachers, if they'd see you, they'd be so proud. Miss Eduardo in there. That's
don't
awesome.
don't don't blow up Christy's head.
Don't
You
hype her
know?
up. Oh,
Don't hype her up. Don't hype her up.
oh my goodness. You
I
see,
know I
I've
was about
heard
to
of
add
this
that as
rivalry,
your
that beautiful sister rivalry, but hey, I'm here. I'm witnessing it. This is so cool.
Hey, Claudia, just
Christy,
curious. If
you're
there's
the
a
one muted.
Claudia, if there's a student who's drawing something that you don't want to show, is there something you can
Mhm.
do about that?
Yes, so thank you for bringing that up, Heather. As I have my second screen, you guys are drawing in live. Let's say one of you drew something that was not appropriate whatsoever. I can immediately dismiss it, and you know that's that, right? It prevents from the images that we're going to see on full display from being, shown. And you never want to have an awkward moment where the kiddos share something
And
that.
I think it's great that you're monitoring. I think it's something that we continually need to do, especially, we have kids voting and we need to monitor, what they're adding. So love, love, love.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so you guys did not ask me for any extra time. My kiddos beg for that extra time like it's
Hmm.
nobody's business. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you all to vote on each other's drawings. And remember, these are billboards that if your favorite teacher would have driven by this billboard, they would have said, wow, this is all for me. So vote
This
on
is
each
probably one of
other.
my favorite parts. is to just be able to see each other's.
Mhm.
And you'll see kids, once they know that they can vote on each other's, you start to see the creativity elevate, and also you start to see if they're voting on, if they're writing just to elevate
Mhm.
when they have that peer-to-peer feedback in the voting.
Yep. No, it gets so competitive. This is one of my favorite things about Curipod. We're getting ready for the next step for the real app smash. I'm going to tell you why I still hold onto authentic tools, right? So for me, Curipod is as edgy as it is, as innovative as it is, it's still very much authentic. I love having, I love seeing my students, get on their creative side. I'm amazed. I mean, I share videos all the time, the real things that they're doing in my class. And guys, I don't know, like my impression of them is like, wow, I really have like future digital designers. And just the fact that I'm even saying it out loud, it freaking boosts like the living crap out of them. That is super cool to me. I don't know, because some of them might be just doodling. And I'm like, hey, wait, wow, that is a really solid design. So it just changes like the whole narrative. It's so cool. So here are the top contestants. I see Teachers Matter. Thank you for believing in me. Real Superheroes Teach. Kate's optional. I love that one. I wonder who that one belongs to.
There's those edgy guardians.
To do
I
is
like
to
this
be.
one.
I like this one. And you see, so this is where the creativity and authenticity match, right? So you saw that one of the participants added Google Images, but then they added their own style to it. So that's really important. That's really cool. Another quote: being a great teacher who inspires change in students does not always have to relate to the subject they teach. Yeah, so like this one, you want to go ahead and motivate the students to do a little bit more. I love this one. I saw it on my monitoring tool, and I thought this is really neat. The fact that you took your time to say, "Hey, Miss Ohanian, your kindness is the greatest thing ever. Thank you for all you do." And all of them are really great. So I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, Yeehaw moment. Where is it? Where is it?
It's the best I could do.
Okay. All right. So from here, when after doing Curipod so much and everything, this is a part where I was like, okay, well, these were great drawings, right? Like, okay, and that's where we would end the lesson. So one day, I just like, well, you know what? I'm gonna ask the students to write a journal. We were doing I don't know, we were doing, I think, the recycling for Earth Day not too long ago. And we did an amazing drawing. I was blown away by the drawings that my students did. And I'm like, you know what? We'll do a journal on Book Creator. And that's when it's just like, it clicked. So I'm going to ask you all to copy and paste, or you could even drag your images. This is where I might need a little help from you, Corner Fogs. So
Yeah,
if
there we
you go
go.
over to Book Creator, because it is an app smash after all, I want you guys to go ahead and type in this invite code.
And you can actually even copy that invite link, and you can drop that in the chat as well.
Let me go ahead and do that.
And if you guys go, if you want to click on the link, you may. But you can also go to your book creator account and go scroll down and click join library, and you can type in the code that she gives you.
Hold on, where am I not this here?
Yeah, so if you want to go to your book creator account, you can always type in
Oh,
the
here we
code
go.
if
Because it was covering chat. Mhm.
there we go.
Okay, so I just dropped the link there. But if you're already on here, so I already see a few of you coming in. Yay!
Yeah, and
So
you should get your
as
own
we wrap it
individual
up,
book.
I know we're already on the timeline, but this is where I would ask my students, okay, so you know what, instead of just leaving that curry pot lesson there in my reports area, we're now going to do something more with it. So this is where I would ask them, you know what, let's recycle that AI feedback. Let's recycle that that image and let's continue working on it on Book Creator because Book Creator does have amazing drawing tools that are inspired with AI also, and that helps somebody like me who does not know how to draw at all. But there's just so many more things that Book Creator has that it just makes sense for us to app smash it on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and
Claudia, up on
work.
your up, can you go back to your gears? Can you go and then go up to the gears and yeah, that one. And then can you have where we can edit our own books?
Edit our own
You
books. Yes.
rock. Yes, now you guys all should be able to edit.
Perfect.
You're awesome.
And here, anything that you have, because right now you have both of the apps open, you have both Curipod and Book Creator open. This is where my students toggle between one app and the other, and this is the real app smash of it all, right? You can go ahead and, as you see, the template that I shared with you all is just a thank you card for Teacher Appreciation Week. Why not, right? Given that the lesson that we also had on there was all about teacher appreciation. I added, just a little EdTech hero here, but you can customize this as you go. You can add an element of video, audio, and make it personal. So here's where I would do. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can drag here. So this is the way that we've been doing it. We just drag out the image, and now, voila, app smash. This is where you guys can continue working on Book Creator. And Christy, I hope you don't mind, but I dragged yours. It was there for the taking. So now you can do pen, you can do a lot more. So, I mean, it is so cool. I'm going to try to do a logo.
And you can also use your kids, at times they can drag and drop. They can also save the image right from where it says like your answer or well done. They can actually right click on that and save the image, which is nice. Because some kids might want to have that saved in their, downloads, and then they can always upload it to Book Creator as well. Um, you can add, yeah, like she said, you can add GIFs, you can add icons, you have the auto draw. You can have, you can even app smash with Adobe Express,
Adobe
Book,
Express,
yeah, write in Book Creator.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can do all kinds of stuff just to spice it up. Yeah, Anna's like, auto drawing is her gym. If you don't know about auto draw, like it's really fun because you might have a vision that you start drawing and it might turn into something crazy and you're like, oh, instead I like this. But also with auto draw, I always see the power of auto draw when I go on road trips and do school visits and then get into classrooms. I always go, who loves to draw? And we have kids go, me, I love to draw. And then we have students that are like, I can't draw. I'm not very good at it. And I'm always like, hey, come up on the board. And I introduce them to auto draw. And it's so empowering to see them like start to draw a bike and their eyes just light up like, oh, now I can draw. So it's a great starting point for those of us that the struggle is real. But love the 3D. Things that you can actually insert into Book Creator as well. So we also app smash with taking, let's say we're writing something and we get some AI feedback. We love taking the AI feedback in paragraphs or essays and we put them into Book Creator, and you can also have your images there as well. So you have a lot of ways that you can app smash into Book Creator from Curipod. You got that great AI feedback. You have the images. You have things you can do the drawing. So many different ways. I know we gotta wrap it up here pretty good, pretty soon. I just want to tell you guys are awesome. And Claudia, thank you so much for having an engaging lesson. We had everybody engaged 100%. You guys are rolling, you guys are creating, and imagine if your students are engaged just like this. They're going to be Claudia, you already know. When you say, "Hey, we're gonna do a Curipod lesson or an app smashing," like kids are like, "Yeah, yeehaw!" Like I get some yeehaws up in there.
I love
They
it.
love to be engaged, and so no two better tools to have your students engaged 100%. So, Claudia, have anything to add?
No, just I think you summed it up perfectly well. Let's keep the curiosity, engagement, authentic learning, please. The authentic learning as a reading teacher, as a teacher, I think everybody can appreciate authentic learning. Yes, AI is our amigo, but hey, man, like at the end of the day, it's right here.
Yeah. Heather, you got anything to add?
Well, I want to thank everyone for being here and just seeing like number one, like this is happening in a classroom every day. This isn't just something we came up with. These are things that students are able to do. Claudia, what grade level are you at?
Sixth grade.
Sixth grade. So
So
I know,
those middle schoolers, oh, they're wild. And
oh
we have
yes.
to keep them on their toes, entertained, and
So
Yeah.
as you're trying to finish the year strong and you're like, hey, what can I do that keeps my
After
students?
testing that.
Yes, but it has value. And
Yeah.
what better way? Start with a Curipod lesson, take their results, post it in, and make a book creator, give them that keepsake. My personal kids are in their 20s now, but they still like going back and looking at things they created years ago. It's great. So take this opportunity to finish the year strong. And maybe you've always wanted to play with Book Creator or always wanted to play with Curipod, but you
It's
weren't
a
so
great
sure.
time. Yep.
Yeah, great time to do that. So I want to thank everyone for being here. It means a lot just to have Claudia highlight our classroom and the great things our students are doing. This is awesome.
Yeah, thanks y'all. And can't wait to see what you guys create. Keep on creating. You guys have it's after testing hopefully and definitely a great way
hopefully.
to try these out. So reach out to us if you guys have any questions or need any help. We all like to jump on if you guys need any help or email you guys back. Thank you guys. Enjoy your evenings, enjoy your mornings, wherever in the world you guys are. Thanks y'all.
Yeah.